Hello, everyone. Today is a big day in the world of professional wrestling, more specifically, women's wrestling. I'm Alex Lejas. This is my co-host, Kayla. You may know us from a little show called Church of Joshi. However, we're here today to help reveal the rankings for the top 10 women on this year's list of PWI Women's 150.
Yes, we are so honored to be here to help present the list. It's a long, very anticipated list. Thank you to PWI for inviting us. We have got our lovely staff. You all know and love them. Karen Peterson, Candace Cordelia, and Kevin McElvaney. The king himself. The king himself.
No, do not want that title.
Well, thank you again, guys, for having us. We are so thrilled to be here. But let's just we can get into it. Kevin, you wanna jump in? You ready?
It's anticipated.
Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll.
The number one wrestler on this year's Women's 150. The first ever wrestler active in a Joshi promotion to be number one on the PWI annual women's ranking is World of Stardom champion Shuri.
Oh, I just already have chills. Like being able to be a part of that kind of that level of an announcement. It's well deserved. So well deserved. Karen's very deep into Joshi land along with myself and Alex and the rest of you guys. But Karen, tell me, I want to know your feelings specifically. Like you know the magnitude, of what this means.
It was one of those things where we there was a heated debate about it, but it's a historic moment for Japanese women's wrestling because the last person to be this close was Asuka. And last year, Utami got to number 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
But she just got right there, but didn't manage to make it. So when Shuri was the after the year she's had, I'm actually shaking right now talking about it because I'm so happy for her. And it's one of those things where we all get to be a part of something very special. And getting the opportunity to interview Shuri, she couldn't believe that Stardom has gotten to the point and grown to the point where a lot of people outside of Japan know not only who she is, but what the company has been doing and getting on everyone's radars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, Shuri's had such a tremendous year so far, and she just made a brand new faction, God's Eye. She's the leader of God's Eye. She's held this belt for a year now. So I would say number one spot, very much deserved. Very much deserved.
No, we were talking this morning. She just added yet another member to God's Eye, and she's already making such a huge impact on her own, leaving Donna Del Mondo, kind of not necessarily in Julia's shadow, but definitely, Julia carries a lot with her considering her legacy. And I feel like Shuri came into the spotlight. She got this belt and she has really owned it. And watching her go through her battle with Utami and now getting to see her flourish as a champion is just such a beautiful thing. It's such a beautiful thing.
It's been a 2-year journey for her. So it kind of, last year's ranking finished out just as she won the 5-star Grand Prix. So this year kind of bookends that entire journey from winning the 5-star to getting the red belt to leaving Donna Del Mondo. And the greatest thing about the members that are getting added to God's Eye, she's scouting them, but they're the ones asking her to join up. She's not collecting friends and bringing them in. She's doing enough on her own that people are like, that's the one I want to walk with. Mm-hmm. I want to stand at her side. I want to do what she's doing. And that's monumental.
I love it. I love it.
Truly amazing. Truly amazing. All right, Candace, you have our number 2 slot. Let us know who it is.
Yes. So only
drum roll.
coming down a notch, right? I love the drum roll. We have Ms. Bianca Belair at number 2. That's my girl. I saw her for the first time live. I know it's outside of the period of the rankings for this list, but I saw her recently at Extreme Rules. She was up against Bailey, and it's one thing to see her on television, but to see her strength, to see her talent up close and personal like that, it is extraordinary. And I'm getting chills just thinking about it, because she really is a special talent. And the things that she's done within this year, I mean, just like Karen said, we had a debate. We definitely had a debate. In terms
that's
of
not going to be the only debate.
You already know.
This was the closest one, honestly.
It was very close. It was just
Everything else, like,
there.
sure, no problem. But this one was like,
yeah,
I'm sure if you could have designated it a close tie, you probably would have been able to.
Yeah.
But it's
And I had to get schooled, like Kevin. I was going back and forth, and I was thinking, well, I don't know too much about Joshi. I'm still learning each and every day. And I remember Kevin sending me this like whole list of like, this is why this person has done this, and I was like, whoa, this is extremely detailed. But I'm feeling this because I don't know. I will be the first to admit if I don't know something, I don't know, and I'm willing to learn. And I can't say that Shuri doesn't deserve that top spot, but, it was a close race, and I'm happy that Bianca is still in the top 2. And it goes without saying the things that she has done in wrestling as an African-American woman, as a woman, as, one of the most elite wrestlers that we're seeing coming up in WWE. It's just, I can't wait to see what she does next. And also we have to see the fact that she's really infiltrating mainstream culture with all of the commercials that she's doing. She's done a spot for Fenty Beauty. We've seen her doing all of these things outside of the realm of wrestling with NASCAR. And it's like, we can see her coming up. She's coming up in the ranks, and it's going to be really interesting seeing who her next opponents are going to be. And, for me, I'm thinking I would like to see her go up against someone like Charlotte Flair. And there's so many on that list. But yeah, I love Bianca. I'm really happy to see her in this spot. So
I think we're going to see Bianca in the top 10 for the next several years. I mean, I do not ever anticipate her going, down in this list. So it's only up from here. It's only up from here,
It's worth noting too, like the evaluation period, October, and it was just under a year this time, just because like our press deadline is a little bit earlier, but it was October 1st of last year to middle of September this year. And part of the reason why to me, it was, I mean, Shuri had the year she had, but Bianca had the first half of her year was essentially slowly ramping up to that wild success she's had in 2022. And just because of the way the year played out, that, again, I think it's still very competitive, even if she had won the title a little bit earlier at Royal Rumble or, Survivor Series. But it really was, when you think about how much of the accomplishments that we're thinking about have just happened since January, like just, and really even more recent than that, Elimination Chamber, right? That's kind of when she snapped the losing streak. And then she, went on and had the WrestleMania victory. And then she solidified herself against Becky. Just really phenomenal year. And it was a very close call. But she's a very solid number 2 behind Shuri at number 1. And honestly, you're going to argue for either one of them at number 1. I think it's a solid case.
I feel like number 1s. People could just say they're number 1s.
Well, we can't say that because we'll get a lot
I know
of crap
we
for it.
can't say that, but if it makes you feel better, just say Shuri and Bianca are number 1s. We won't argue with you. Well, Kevin, we've got a couple more to get to. Go ahead and let her fly.
Yeah, because we'll be here all day. So let me run through these. So I'll run through 3 to 6, and then we can talk about them. So number 3 is the first AEW representative on the list, and that is still the reigning women's world champion, Thunder Rosa. At number 4, we've got Bianca's major foil for this entire year, Becky Lynch. Number 5, we have Jade Cargill, the TBS champion, still undefeated. And at number 6, dominant Impact Wrestling, Knockouts champion, so many other achievements during the period, Jordynne Grace. So it's a really solid 3 through 6 as well.
I mean, and all of those names have had some of their best years this year. Yep. Becky comes back after pregnancy. Jordan's got belts and she's in the greatest shape of her life. I mean, she just has put in such hard work. Jade has pretty much plowed through every obstacle you could ever put through her. She has stood tall, quite literally stood tall over everybody. But man, Thunder Rosa.
Yeah.
I mean, that number 3 spot is always Alex. I know how much you love Thunder Rosa. So
Absolutely.
how are you feeling about that number 3?
I mean, I absolutely adore her. I think she's well deserved of number 3, you know? And it's, you know, as we go down the list, it's really cool to see how many women just in variety are appearing on top of the list, right? We've got WWE, we've got Stardom, we've got AEW and Impact as well. So overall, it's a beautiful time right now. This is the second ever women's 150 list. Am I right?
Yeah, it just expanded to 150 last year. So
Yeah. So it's really amazing for women's wrestling right now to not only have a list, but also to see how far women's wrestling has gone just in the whole spectrum of the entire world, literally.
Absolutely. Very solid list. I know Candace talked to a couple people in that mix we just talked to for a cover story earlier in the year, being the AEW representatives.
Yeah, it was, you know, meeting and getting to talk with Thunder and Jade. Once again, it's one thing to see these women on television and see what they do. And when you really meet them, you understand just how much hard work it takes to be in the spots that they're in. And for both of them, both Jade and Thunder, I mean, they're moms. They're super busy. Thunder has Mission Pro. She's doing stuff with Combate Global, you know, with commentary. She is, and I'm glad, Kevin, you reiterated, she is the AEW Women's World Champion. And she's had a lot of things to juggle on her plate. And she's doing a great job. She's doing the best that she can do. You know, unfortunately, she has her injury at the moment. But she's still out there. She's working with Busted Open Radio. And getting to talk with her about her journey was really special in person because she's done a lot. She's been through a lot of things. And she's really risen towards the top of the ranks and really helped to make the AEW Women's Division as strong as it is right now. And it can definitely, you know, be stronger, and it's getting to that point where we're seeing it at the moment. And then you have someone like Jade. I mean, I forgot myself that she was last year's, our 2021 PWI Rookie of the Year. And I was like, it's crazy. It's crazy how much has changed just within a year. I mean, from her debut, seeing her on the side of the ring with her, you know, voluminous storm-like hair and just thinking, well, who is that girl? And then seeing exactly what she's been able to do in the ring as the AEW TBS champion. And she's also phenomenal on social media. I love seeing what she's getting up to currently. Now she's beefing with Nyla Rose, and it's great seeing their back and forth. And you just wonder what's going to be next for Jade, but she is dominant. Like she, at the time of press, she was, I think it was 39-1? I think she's 39-1 now, where she was getting towards 40. But
I know she still doesn't have that loss. So
yeah, exactly. That is true. Yeah. So it's just, we're at the point where we're thinking, well, who's going to take Jade down? Who is going to be the one to take her down? And it doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. So we're just—
That's a hard question to answer.
Yeah.
I mean, immediately no one comes to mind. Immediately. Yeah. I mean, who could do that? Who can climb that mountain?
We'll see.
I guess we'll see. We would be remiss to bring up that Thunder Rosa also went back to Japan and faced up against Miyu Yamashita and TJPW, and then eventually Miyu made her way over to the US for a reprise of that match and got a shot at the title. So it's like Thunder had a big year internationally as well. Yeah. So we love to see that cross promotion.
Truly. We truly love to see it. All right.
Truly love.
I'm going to give y'all the number 7 reveal right now. Coming in at number 7, it is the World of Stardom champion, Taya Kamatani. Just incredible. So young at 25 years old. Last year, she was number 39 on the top 150 list. Now she is number 7. I want to throw this question to y'all, especially to Karen. Why did Taya climb up so high to the top of the list this year?
With the Wonder of Stardom Championship, that's the belt that is synonymous with Kairi. And it's one of those belts that it's many may view it as like the Intercontinental Championship. Your second, you're just below your World Championship is that like that second tier or that 1.5 belt. And she's been one of the ones who her career is still very short, yet she's accomplished a lot. And with the Wonder of Stardom Championship, it kind of bookends her journey from last year, much like Shuri's did with the 5-star. She was the Cinderella tournament winner, and she challenged for the belt against Tam, who was having a runaway year last year with that belt, and managed to defeat Tam at Dream Queendom in December of last year. And she has had a year of great matches defending that belt. And of course, I mean, she can do a Phoenix Splash in the Tokyo Dome. You can't be mad at her for it.
No.
So it's one of those things where she's making a name for herself, not just as a fighting champion, but as one that is she has that Kyrie pure underdog energy even when she's champion. And she's just one that, you know, with only 3 years of professional wrestling, she's only just going to get better.
It is it's insane. And not to be confused with the Future of Stardom Championship. When I look at Saya, I see the future of Stardom.
Yeah.
I see her climbing the ranks very quickly. She has got the it factor that not everybody gets to have. She comes out and you watch every move she makes. Not only is she enormously talented, I mean, she commands a room, and that can't be taught. And to have that mix, it did not surprise me to see her inching towards the top 5. I feel like a proud mom, like, because she's still such a baby in Stardom. I mean, you know, she
was on the Rookie of the Year short list last year. So
yeah, I mean, to see people that were rookies last year shoot up in the top 10 is just, that's a testament to the year they had. So amazing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
truly amazing. I mean, she might take the ace of Stardom someday. I could see her doing that. She's definitely on the rise, and like you said, she was, you know, in the ranking for Rookie of the Year last year. This year, already number 7 on the list. So it's gonna be a good year for Saya. Just saying. All right, Candace, number 8. Give us that number 8, baby.
Lord. All right. So here we go. Number 8. Another fave. We haven't seen her for quite some time, but it is the incomparable Charlotte Flair. And Lord, Charlotte. I mean, she still makes an impact. I should just leave it at that, because she still makes an impact even with a hiatus. I mean, 15 singles titles. It's just seeing what she's been able to do. And you know, when she started in NXT, I wasn't watching NXT that heavy, if at all, at that time. So looking back at her story and reading up on it and researching, it's like, to see that her confidence grow, to see all of the titles that she's won, to see the matches that she's had as a part and within the 4 horsewomen of WWE, it's out of control. And for her to be a second generation wrestler and to see the bond that she has with her dad, Ric Flair, to see all of these things just culminating into such a dominant force, it's like, girl, take your break. We'll see you when we'll see you. You're fine. You're still going to have such a legacy that a lot of people will, if they're able to reach it. Kudos to them. But she is going in the history books as one of the greatest wrestlers, not just women wrestlers, but wrestlers of all time. And at her age and her pedigree, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable seeing it. So I can't wait who knows what's going to happen next. Everyone's kind of trying to figure out when she's going to appear. Some people thought, well, maybe it'll be SummerSlam, maybe it'll be WrestleMania, but I have a feeling she's just going to pop up out of nowhere, and we're just going to see some explosive material and matches and feuds. So yeah, Charlotte Flair is just synonymous with greatness. So yeah.
And it says a lot that, like you said, this year she's taken a hiatus, but she's done so much in the beginning of the year, and throughout her entire run in professional wrestling, she has always proved herself to be the top of the mountain when it comes to any division, when it comes to any company as well. So it's really cool to see Charlotte Flair at number 8. And like you said, it'll be exciting to see where she goes next year. Maybe a Royal Rumble appearance. Who knows?
We're hoping. But yeah, love her.
I think Charlotte solidified herself as a final boss status. I think she's there. So yeah, it doesn't matter where she falls in the list. You still got to beat her at the end of the line. So she still gets that win over everybody. All right. Well, I get the absolute privilege to announce number 9, and it just so happens to be one of my personal favorites. Number 9 is Starlight Kid. I wore my shirt just for the occasion. I feel like my story with Starlight Kid is she was actually outside of people like Asuka and Kairi. She was one of the first Joshi wrestlers I even knew about. And she's just had such a massive transformation. And when she made that switch from Stars to Oedo Tai and turned into Dark Starlight Kid, she just skyrocketed. Her entire attitude changed. She became absolutely lethal in the ring. She is now, she collects her trophies on her cape. Very intimidating. Now in Oedo Tai, just another one that's just plowing through everything that's put in front of her. And Karen shares my love for Starlight Kid. So you've been there with us, the past couple of years to see her change. What do you think about her number 9 spot?
The last time I saw Starlight Kid wrestle was in 2020 January, and she was still babyface Stars Starlight Kid, and very, this year she turned 20. And when you turn 20 in Japan, you become an adult. So you can drink, you can smoke, you can do all of that stuff. But her turning this page as a heel, but also coming into her own as an adult. She has the confidence both in the ring and out of the ring. She's the only one who can slap the face of the owner of Bushi Road in an owners meeting to get her point across, and it's fine. Her getting lost to Oedo Tai on a bet between Natsuko Tora and Mayu Iwatani was the best thing that happened to Starlight Kid, because it 100%. Got her out of Mayu's shadow, and then they just strapped the rocket to her. She gets used for every cross promotion with New Japan. She gets used for all the different Bushi Road product crossovers that they're doing. She is the only masked wrestler in Stardom. Mm-hmm. And that alone, I don't think they're going to allow another one, because they have her now. And it's one of those things where she's between, winning the Goddesses of Stardom tag tournament last year, becoming a 2-time Goddesses of Stardom champion, flipping, of all people, Momo Watanabe, turning her and having her abandon Queen's Quest, which was like the heel turn of 2021. Yeah. And in the rankings of Oedo Tai, because it's based on when they enter the group, she's technically ranked after Rina and Ruaka, who are still teenagers. So her and Momo are at the bottom of the barrel, but she's the one that they've decided to take and throw to the front while Natsuko's been out injured. So it's one of those things where she's just like, she has this unbelievable charisma, and people are just drawn to her.
Yeah. Without
she was meant to lead Oedo Tai, even if it's unofficial.
At some point, who knows? She and Natsuko could have a falling out.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, who really knows? But Starlight Kid, like, if anyone's not familiar with Starlight Kid, definitely look out the match with her versus Azumi. That's really like the match that you need to watch to get hooked on Starlight Kid for real. And I know this might start a little bit of controversy just because wrestling is so wholesome. I would say she's in the ranking of top heel with MJF. MJF is really good on the mic, but I would say Starlight Kid is up there as a really great heel. That's all I'm saying. A really
Backed.
great heel. Not better than
100%
him.
co-signed.
That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
Go watch her matches. Go watch her moments. She is definitely up there. And you can just see it just from the pictures alone when you compare her in Stars now to her in Oedo Tai. And
Absolutely terrifying, and I love
sauce. Just the sauce
The
on
drip,
Starlight
the
Kid.
sauce.
Unmatched.
Yep.
Amazing.
When you have El Desperado, who is another S tier promo, doting on you like he's your older brother, you know you're doing something right.
Yep. Yep. That alone should tell you.
She commands respect, and everyone gives it to her without question.
And she's still really humble about it, but she won't say that on the Twitter.
Until she gets
she gets
in that ring. Until she gets in that ring, and then she knows she's the best.
Yes.
So it's, I am biased towards Starlight Kid because she is my favorite, but it's we've seen how hard she's worked, how much she's put into this change in her career, and she has absolutely made her mark in Stardom. Another one that, she is what Stardom is today. I mean, Stardom's gotten a lot of extra buzz over the past year. Joshi as a whole has gotten a lot of extra buzz over the past year, and Starlight Kid was part of that. 100%. 100%.
Totally worth noting too with that is that match that Alex mentioned with Azumi and Starlight Kid kind of was the equivalent this year, this evaluation period of last year's Utami Shuri match that really got, got high ranking for Dave Meltzer, had people who weren't even necessarily watching Joshi all the time saying, wait, what is this? Oh, this is incredible. I need to watch more of this. You put that together, a story like Starlight Kids and, the run that Shuri has and the draw that these wrestlers have been, because it doesn't get stated enough. It is mentioned in the magazine. Stardom before the pandemic was the number 6 in terms of live gates and the paying fans and dollars they brought. Number 6 promotion in Japan. They're the number 2 now. They're number 2 next to New Japan, which is incredible. This is Stardom is 13 years now, I believe, but it's depending when you count that start date with but they, New Japan has been around 50 years, and you have All Japan's been around 50 years. Noah's been around over 20 years now at this point, but Stardom is really just breaking out into its own. And, the wrestlers in the top 10, the 3 that we've just talked about, played such a huge part in that. And I don't think that can be understated.
Well, I mean, the IWGP Championship introduction, it's Stardom is having an absolutely historic year. I mean, they're coming to New York for a show in New Japan with New Japan for the first time. Yep. And Karen and Alex and myself will be there, and we are very excited.
Kevin,
I'll be there too.
Yeah,
and Candace is there the night before, so we'll.
Candace is there. PWI meetup.
Yeah, so I mean, Stardom is continuing to not only get more buzz. I feel like that they're going through a major renaissance. They're finally given some more equality as far as being shown and brought over internationally, getting the IWGP women's belt. I mean, it's huge, and gotta give some credit to Rossi to actually going out of his way and making these decisions and realizing that Joshi is the best wrestling, in the world. And a lot of people, no matter where they're located, and how long that they've been wrestling, agree with that. Shout out to Eddie Kingston, who, is, he loves Joshi.
He's a huge Lulu Pencil fan. That's for sure.
And, I think that it's wildly recognized in the wrestling community, both fans and wrestlers alike, that Joshi is the top. It is the top. These women go out there and they just have a skill that is absolutely unmatched. And I think that they're finally realizing the amount of respect that international fans and wrestlers have for these women. And so they want to, they need to capitalize on that. So getting them in the US for the first time is just not the first time, but with the New Japan. Yeah. And on this list and the belt, and so much is happening, and I hope it continues to happen. So
yeah.
Good job, Stardom.
Good job, Stardom. Good job, y'all, everyone. All right, Kevin.
We'll round out
Let's
the top
close
10.
it out.
Yeah. The woman who arguably epitomized the forbidden door in women's wrestling this year, and that's Taya Valkyrie. So Taya, she's so much stuff, but AAA Reina de Reinas champion for the 4th time, tying the record of Fabi Apache. She just actually, in defense of that, last weekend when we're recording this, made Camille tap out at Triple Mania, which nobody's ever done that. In defense of that, I mean, in defense of that belt or not, no one's ever done that. She has collected several other championships across the independents, including in Australia, and being the inaugural Major League Wrestling featherweight champion. So just a great year. Kind of, early on in the year, I think she could even arguably be higher if she had, if not for that non-compete, or if it had been a little bit earlier, she could have gotten back into the mix. But wow, what an awesome year for Taya, and just getting out there after being kind of left to do nothing in NXT, coming back so strong on the independents and then some of the mid-tier and higher level promotions. Congrats to her.
Yeah, Taya's a legend already. Yeah. I mean, she's already got her career behind her, and they just didn't know what to do with her, couldn't do anything with her, and I don't know how that happens, but she made the most of it.
I mean, I think everybody was right to say that Taya should have gone to the main roster when she was in WWE. Yeah. But now, she's proven them, right.
She's just
her
fine.
Fans, the whole, she's fine. She's doing just fine. She's amazing.
Yeah. She'll be good. And if she ends up back there at some point, she'll do great too, especially I think with new management and all that. She's really, I think I said this when she was released, like she's just the little details of everything she does, the charisma she has, the energy she has, the look, the intensity. Like any promotion that has her can do something with her. They just have to kind of let her get out there and do her thing.
Yeah. And I was witness to that a few months ago at Garden State Pro Wrestling when she had her match against Trish Adora, which is like, okay, yeah, this should be the match that should be on national television, to be honest, because both of those women threw on a fantastic match when I went to go see them at Garden State Pro Wrestling. But, Taya is definitely one that we've seen, she's a consistent wrestler that we've seen that's like, I can go anywhere. It's fine. I can do my thing. And, she's fantastic. I just love Taya Valkyrie. I think she's great. Totally. I think she's amazing. And all of these 10 women are amazing.
What a list.
What a list. What a list. We're at top 10. It's a fantastic list so far. Everyone, please check out the other women on this list. The women's 150 issue of PWI hits stores November 15th. So don't walk. Run to your local newsstands. However, if you want to pre-order it, you can do that right now at pwionline.com. The link will be in the description of this beautiful video, and the digital edition is also available at the same link. So click away. It can be downloaded immediately, y'all, and you can read up the list, read up on the fantastic interviews that are in this beautiful magazine. So many wonderful photos, so many wonderful people contributed to this magazine. Yeah. Pick it up.
And I know Karen kind of downplayed this, and I just have to add in because like she casually just dropped, oh yeah, in my interview with Shuri.
Karen downplay something?
Karen, yeah, right. Karen interviewed Shuri. Karen interviewed Shuri in Japanese and then translated it for our magazine.
Come on.
Where do you get that? Like, where else are you going to find something like that?
Oh, yeah, no big deal, Karen. You just did something really cool. All of you. Kevin, Candace, Karen, you all did something amazing for this list. Congratulations, y'all. Well deserved.
And I do want to give a quick shout out. I mean, a lot of people worked on this, and a few people worked on the list we haven't mentioned, but also on the scouting report section. But I have to specifically shout out, because she wanted to be here but could not, Kristen Ashley really just kind of is my co-pilot for this issue in particular every year. And she just, works her ass off on it. So Kristen, thank you. Sorry you can't be here for this call. And Alex and Kayla, thank you for hosting this and doing it. And Candace and Karen are fantastic as always. I appreciate talking to you anytime I can. So
again, we are honored to be here, Kristen. We also wish she was here. I think that's, until we sit here and talk for another hour about how much we love these women and the rest of this list, because we could, but we won't. We will leave it for you guys to pick up the issue and read for yourself. Guys, go ahead and plug your social media, whatever you need to do. We'll do our thing, and then we can tell these beautiful people goodbye.
Great. I'll just start with the quick reminder to check out pwi-online.com. Follow us at official PWI. It's on the little scroll at the bottom. I'm at McElvaney on Twitter because I am whack and it rhymes with my last name, and somehow it's supposed to be helpful.
Candace and Karen, where can we find you guys?
How can I follow that up? Okay, so you can find me on Twitter at Candace Cordelia, Cordelia. You can find me on Instagram, that girl Candace 16. Please watch Face Turn with Candace Cordelia. It's on the PWI YouTube channel. A lot of great interviews and a lot more coming up, and a lot of exclusive scoops. But thank you all. Thank you, Alex and Kayla. It's really nice to finally meet you both. This was so lovely and so fantastic, and you guys are truly gems. So thank you. Thank you all for watching.
That's so nice.
And I guess you guys can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube at Hey Karen Sensei. I also do a little column over at Post Wrestling called Dream Slam Weekly, where I cover the Joshi scene. And, since we're talking about New Japan and wrestling and all that, I have a guest column at New Japan Pro Wrestling right now featuring Stardom. So if you find it interesting, give me a follow. And I hope you all have a great day.
Yeah.
You can find us at Church of Joshi pretty much everywhere: Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. We do a Sunday service almost every Sunday. We have taken some time off. We came back this Sunday, and we'll be off next Sunday because we'll be in New Japan and Stardom World in New York.
Yeah.
So you can follow us at Church of Joshi online, wherever you can find us. And we continue to cover as many Joshi wrestlers as we can and spread the good word. And thank you for coming to the video, supporting the women, and keep championing women's wrestling, guys. Keep uplifting them, and we'll just keep pushing through. Maybe we'll get a bigger list next year. We'll see these women move up. So thank you for joining, and have a great day.